Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ancient Wisdom for Now. I'm Marilee Ann Snyder-Nesiak. This is Creating Calm Network, and our producer is the lovely Ann White. I kind of changed things around today, and so we just had a great conversation about our Creating Calm Network TV show, and I'm a little woo. And I have to go to the dashboard and make sure that we're public because last time we weren't. I just recorded it. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Anyway, we are here and I'm going back to you because I really don't know what I'm doing. But what I wanted to show you was the cover of the book, Ancient Wisdom for Now. And this is the foundation and the basis of our shows. And when I get off of here, I'm going to put the final touches and add a couple of thank yous. And it's going to go get formatted, get uploaded on Create Space. And our launch date is September 22nd on the autumn equinox, just in time for my birthday on the 26th. So, what I wanted to do was kind of calm down because this is Creating Calm Network, and call in the four directions and have everybody create a sacred space for themselves. So we're going to call in the east, and we invite all of the ancestors and helpers and guides who live in the east to join us. Join us and guard our circle and participate in our session today. We go to the south, the bright summer sun, only I wish it were warm, and we invite in the ancestors in the cave of the fire in the sun, and we invite them to join our circle and guard our right and assist with the transformation. The air moves us, the sun and the fire transforms us, and we go to the west. And we invite in all the ancestors from the cave of the rivers and waters, and we ask them to join us and guard our right and help shape us for the highest and best good and give us the knowledge and wisdom that our souls need, for this is the season we are approaching. And in the north, behind me, and I'm actually facing south, we call in the ancestors of the earth to heal us. And we want them to join our circle and guard our right with our gratitude. And in the center, that life form, it's called Reiki, it's called prana, it's called chi, it's the universal life force energy, the element of ether. We want to call that in. And that is the quantum field of possibility, and that is the cave of the crystals. So, and we invite them to join our right and guard our circle. And that's what we're going to work with today, the crystals. I have a picture here that I got off of Facebook. Isn't that magnificent? And what it says is the quartz crystal is neither solid or liquid. Think about that. This is neither solid nor liquid. It vibrates at 786,000 pulses per millisecond. Its continuum moving faster than light. Its vibration, the axis of the universe. The vibration of this crystal is the axis of the universe. And that is a quote from the Venerable Dani Wahu, who is an elder of the Cherokee Nation. And the Cherokees and the Apaches are the indigenous nations that actually hold the most wisdom about crystals in North America. Um, I know that my teacher, who has since crossed over from Brazil, used crystals all the time. Um, and I want to give a shout out to my friend Maeve, who always uses crystals in her hands like this when she's working. And we were talking yesterday. I was saying, "Oh, it's really cold here. It's 70 degrees." And I didn't know how to do the conversion. So, Maeve, if you're listening, 70 degrees is 17 or 18 degrees Celsius, okay? So, the crystal, the Earth's core is crystal. Isn't that exciting? But you know what? So is yours. Up here, let me see if I can do this differently. Up here, and your seventh chakra is literally a crystal. Your pineal gland starts turning into electropiezo crystal at around your 18th birthday. So think about that. Think about that crystal. And they have proven that crystal actually stops light, gathers the information, and sends it on. So, so there is actual scientific proof that crystals hold knowledge and wisdom. And we also know that from computers. Oh, and do you like my sideways mohawk there? Anyway, I am going to get my drum. My dog is barking to come in. So you may hear some woofs because I can't leave the screen and go take care of my dog. Anyway, what I wanted to do was a guided meditation to open up, clean up, and activate our pineal glands, because that is our receiver and transmitter. It's our TV station, it's our radio station, it's who we are, and it has a unique vibration unlike anybody else's. So, do you want it done with a drum? I know Ann, our producer, loves drums. So I'm going to drum and get us aligned with the Schumann wave of the earth, which is another conversation. And I'm going to use my Mother Earth drum, my turtle drum. I love turtles. And they've been walking around lately. So, both feet on the floor. Acknowledge the caves of the ancestors surrounding you to hold you safe and secure. The ancestors of the wind and the air. The ancestors of the fire and the sun. The ancestor of the rivers and streams and oceans. The water. And the ancestors of the earth. The place of healing. And now, the ancestors that are in your quantum field of possibility, your soul stream from the center of the universe down around you into the earth, holding you safe and secure, putting you in a column of lighted love that is your soul. And this is for your soul's growth. And let it clean away anything in your energy field that doesn't serve you. And now, with your eyes closed, open the crown of your head and let this lighted love from the sun dance with the crystal that is in the top of your head. The air is swirling around it, lighted love. Think about it. Each cell in your body is now a point of lighted love. Now, how magnificent is that? And now take it down deeper into the atoms, and each atom is a point of lighted love. Each molecule becomes a point of lighted love. Can you see your body glowing? Can you see your halo? It's there. And from the molecules down to the electrons, every electron is infused with this lighted love, the light of your soul and the love of the earth, all combined into you from the mother and the father. And now go down deeper from the electrons into the photons and neutrons, down deeper into your DNA, filling every single filament of your DNA with lighted love, clearing away all the ancestral wounds that are ready to leave. And now, drop down even deeper into the superstrands of your DNA, clearing away and informing, and down into the Akasha, the primordial substance of all creation. And now, gently retrace your steps from the Akasha, where you cleared and moved things around, back into the superstrands, back into your DNA. And you may see 12 or 13 double helixes back into the electrons and the neurons and the photons, back into the molecules, back into the atoms, back into your cells, pushing this lighted love out of your bones, into the soft tissue, out your skin, so that you are not just a halo around your head, your whole body glows. And the pineal gland is collecting data and informing your body as we speak. So that's that. And there is an article that I found called "Light Stopped Completely for a Minute Inside a Crystal is the Basis of Quantum Memory." And you know what? We just looked at the quantum memory of our bodies. Our DNA has two sets of information. It has the information of our body, our carbon-based, and it has the information of our soul, which is silicon-based, which is crystal. Did you know that? You're just full of crystals, and you didn't even know it. So, Maeve said I can go someplace and have you ask questions, but I'm not quite sure how that happens. So, anyway, so please go to my Facebook page, Ancient Wisdom for Now, and ask your questions and let me know what it is you want to know, and I am going to go there right now um, and see if there's anybody there. Also, I want to show you, I suppose you guys see this now. Anyway, what we're doing is showing how everything is woven together. Everything. And all of this work is actually a soul assignment. It's my work. And I said, why? Why me? And they said, because you're happy and excited and joyful and you understand this stuff. So if you want to go to Ancient Wisdom for Now, please sign up and like this page and type your questions, and I will be happy to answer them. And I will flip from screen to screen, and also there is our Soulful Sunday program. Anyway, I'm back, and I think I told you that I got 6 new skulls, and 3 of them were not giving me their names. They just weren't. And then finally on Sunday, as I was preparing to finish the revisions on my book that my friend and co-host Carol Woodruff suggested, the first one that came to me, and this is Carnelian. Can you see her? Her name is Creativity. And she's a red-orange, the color of the creative chakra, which I find absolutely fascinating. And this one gave me her name next. And this is Sardonyx. And this is a combination of carnelian and agate. The white stuff is agate. And it's the stone itself has lots of pictures in it. It's really fascinating. So because of her color, she tells me she's Earth. Her name is Earth. Now, the next one is a really funny story, I think. This gem is called sodalite, and it's a semi-precious stone. And I heard C, S-E-A, that her name was C, and I thought, oh, well, that makes sense. We've got the white for the waves, and we've got a little brown for the sand of the sea and the ocean floor, and we've got all this gorgeous blue that kind of looks like Earth from outer space. And I'm feverishly typing away, trying to finish this manuscript, and I hear, you got it wrong. I said, what? Who's talking to me? She said, I'm talking to you. You only got one of my names. You call me C, and you told everybody my name was C, but it's not. It's Sea Wind. I am the wind and the water. I am the water and the wind. Well, on the medicine wheel, or when we call in the directions, the wind and the water are directly across from each other. And that's where the balance line is of the equinoxes. So the wind is actually the spring equinox, and the water is the autumn equinox. So this one is about moving from autumn to spring and back. And I really like that. Now this little guy is a Lemurian crystal. And there's stories of Lemuria in here. And when I picked it up, she showed me how to clean all of, I mean, literally, I'm looking at pictures about how to clean the crystals. I'm seeing pictures of the South Sea Islands in the Pacific. Just really amazing, amazing stuff. And and I realized that I have had a passion for stones since I started my shamanic training in 1992. I started my training with Linda Howe when we just worked with light and did guided meditations, and we would go to the universe to see what they wanted me to know, and I would get words in neon signs like patience, creativity, and they would be in blue and purple and green. And then she introduced me to shamanic journeys and just absolutely amazed me in that I got to travel inward and outward into the upper world where you can actually go far enough to go to the Akashic records and the Hall of Records. You can go deep enough to the crystal core of the earth and all the layers and talk to the viruses and bacteria and all of the critters that live in the inner earth and talk. That's where we talk to our power animals. And my dog's trying to get my attention. She's scraping on the screen on the window. Her name is Diamond, and I will have a picture of her next time because she's pretty cute. Anyway, uh, so these journeys take us to the lower world, the middle world, and the upper world. And in the upper world, our guides tend to be in human form, oftentimes with no faces, like in monks' robes or ancient priests. My guide in the upper world, I have to tell you, is a very handsome uh, Native American man who sits across a fire from me in a cave, and I sit on a bear rug, which is the West, and he has the most intense blue eyes I have ever seen. And he is my guide in the upper world. And when I first started doing this at night when I was anxious and upset and trying to make things work in my business in Chicago, I would journey there and ask if I could sleep on the bear rug so that I could relax and feel safe and secure. And I still do that from time to time. Mother Earth is in the earth, and she comes to me in an adobe cave with one of those corner adobe fireplaces like they have in New Mexico. And she talks to me and she shares such wisdom about healing and how to help people. And so I journey to her. And when I go on soul retrievals, I actually go to the middle world and I ask for my animals, who's going to come help me with so and so's soul retrieval. I have to tell you, this is absolutely my favorite work. And what I've come to realize is that everything is in perfectly divine order. Somebody was going to help me upload and format my manuscript, and they bailed on me on Tuesday. And I was watching my reaction. And I have to tell you, in the 90s, I would have been PO'd. I would have just been off the charts angry. How can you do this to me? And I didn't have any of that. I wasn't angry at all. I wasn't even upset. I went, oh, what's going on? That was my question. What's going on? And so that was Tuesday night. And on Wednesday was 44 days to launch. Think about that, 44 days to launch. And I got a reading from my friend Jennifer Chapman, and a tarot card reading, and we're just talking, and she's got these cards, and I don't know what she's doing because we're on the phone. And she's flipping cards. And the first question was, what's happening? She flipped the card and she said, you got the Tower card. This doesn't serve you anymore, this relationship, because things changed. You set up this arrangement before things changed in your life with the death of John's ex-wife, which created so much joy. I mean, not joy, there was grief and sadness, but there was an inner relaxation that we could both have because circumstances changed financially and we could relax. So, what the arrangement I had with her, it didn't serve anymore. I didn't need it. And then she flipped another card. It was the Ace of Swords. Well, that's actually the card for my birthday, which is September 26th. And then she picked another card that was the Ten of Cups. Well, 10 is another birth number of mine. 10 is the one supported by the 0 of the Godhead. Um, and I'm going, wow. And then I told her my family's coming this weekend. And I was a little nervous about it. And then they told me, well, so and so's not. I actually was dreading because one person was coming that I just have a very difficult time being around, very different vibration from mine. And they said she was not coming. And I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to have a good time. And for my great nephew, we're going to, for Sunday breakfast, I'm going to get croissants and stuff. And we're going to make milk coffee. And he's going to be able to have a breakfast like his aunt and mother had when I took them to Paris when they were 11 and 13. So, and he's 13. So we're going to recreate that and laugh and giggle, and he gets to drive his tractor. And she said, oh, this is going to be such a healing day. So all of this came out of my being bailed on. That's the point, is that something that most people would look at as, help. I was like, what's going on? I got such clear answers. I bought my ISBN numbers, and it's a shout out to Maeve in London. We got to talk on Skype for 2 hours. It just was a wonderful healing conversation. And she keeps asking me about retreats on my land. So if individuals come and they're my friends, they come as my friends. Otherwise, it's hotels around town, motels in nature. Um, so I hope that answers your question, Maeve. I was thinking about that after we hung up. I'm going, I don't know who she was asking for, but if Maeve wants to come to my house and work with me, she can. So anyway, uh, and I love working with people. And the lady that did the card reading, we did a we just spent an incredible amount of time when she was here visiting her dad together. And she asked to be my apprentice for shamanism. And I have to tell you, I was so honored, and I don't have a clue. So I have to finish this book, get on the airwaves, go to my teachers, and ask what I need to do. But for people truly interested in shamanism, which is in fact 40,000 years old, read Michael Harner's seminal work, The Way of the Shaman. And the shamans of South America have maintained their indigenous integrity in terms of their wisdom. And he learned in the 60s and brought shamanism back to the Western world. And then he taught Westerners how to journey. And his latest book, which just came out on April 9th, which is the day my book was published, is called The Cave in the Cosmos. And that is journeys of Westerners, just like you and me, their journeys with no guidance, no information to the upper world and what they discovered. And they discovered the light. They discovered the Hall of Records. They discovered all of these things that are available to all of us all of the time if we would just learn. and be open to receiving. And that's what I want to share with you in this show, is the power of shamanic journeys for direct revelation. We can each today ask the same question, and nobody, but nobody, will get the same answer. And here's Diamond. You can journey to your animals. I had a friend, Virginia, who's since crossed over, who had an organic no-kill animal rescue center that focused on horses, race horses that were going to go to the Knackers and be made into dog food. She rescued these animals, and she not only did she work with them to heal them, but then she had people, kids that were on parole or in juvie or whatever. I don't even know what it's called, but they'd gotten in trouble. And so she would have these kids come work the land with her, baling the hay to feed, so they could feed the horses in the winter, fixing the fences so they didn't run out on the highway. So anyway, and the name of this farm is Spirits Whisper Acres. And I know that there's a lady that was recently interviewed on Creating Calm Network with Maeve Crawford, who is doing healing work with horses. So the drum in Siberia is called a wind horse. You know why? Because you travel to the beat of the drum to get your guidance and information. And so you're traveling, and it's like you're on the back of a horse, and you can go anywhere, absolutely anywhere, and receive guidance and information, including from the horse itself. So, I'm going to take you to the lower world, and then I'm just going to drum for a few minutes as you explore, and call for an animal to come be with you. Ask, will my power animal please reveal itself to me, one that I am unaware of? Go to a sunlit meadow and follow the path in your meadow. But take time to look around your meadow. What's in it? Because it's filled with the golden light of the sun. And it's surrounded by trees. What kind of trees are they? Is it a rainforest? Is it the northern rainforest of conifers and evergreens? Or is it a deciduous forest? Is it a swamp? I don't know. But follow what you're shown, because always the first thing you see is the answer, or leading you to a more profound, deeper answer. So follow your path to the forest. And as you enter the forest, you will see that the path goes downward into the earth. And notice the companion animals that are there in the forest with you. lowest layer of the lower world of you. But the path continues, because today we're going to a crystal cave. So continue to follow the path downward. We're in the earth. How many layers of silt and rock and sand do you see? Are there hidden groves of trees, waterfalls and rivers? I don't know. But follow your path. It's getting a little steeper. And you're going to stop. There's some kind of water flowing that you need to go wash yourself in, stand in, cleanse yourself before going on to the cave. Feel the water splashing. And feel how refreshing it feels on your skin, because it's warm in the inner earth. And you're going farther down. Well, you come out of the water and you're wrapped in a white robe. And you continue your journey. You continue your journey down. Into the crystalline caves, the caves of ether, the caves of quantum possibilities. And there are many rooms in this cave. And go to the room that calls you. For there is as many rooms as there are kinds of crystal. And pay attention to your room and the kind of crystal that's there. And there's a bench in your cave that you can go sit quietly with this crystalline energy and ask to be to just walk past the water. And you're still wearing your white clothes, your white robe, and it will remain with you on your skin, and nobody will know it's there but you. It's a sacred robe of crystalline fabric. Up, up, into your woods. There you are. Up some more toward the golden light. Into the meadow. Into your room, your chair. Welcome home. Welcome back. So how was that? I hope that it was wonderful and informative, and you could see the depth of direct revelation. The word that I got was faith. Have faith that everything with your book and that you're worried about is going to be just fine. I actually used some essential oil this morning called bergamot, which is the flavor of Earl Grey tea, because it calms, it reduces the anxiety in our stomachs. And what I'm going to do once a month with these shows, when I figure out how to use the dashboard, is do a monthly show on therapeutic grade essential oils, because they really are source or creator or God's. God is in each drop. Creator is in each drop. Source is in each drop. Essential therapeutic grade essential oils are alive with a vibration. So there's another vibration we're going to work with. Very exciting stuff. And I really would like your feedback. And I think I'm going to have to create an event page for this so we can type and chat, and I can learn how to multitask while I'm on here as we learn. Somehow it says no viewers yet. Anyway, I hope that, oh, we do have messages. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, we're going to do drums and crystals, and we're going to talk about the crystal skulls. And here is another turtle. I don't know if you can see it. It's amber. Can you see all the aliveness in it? And the bug parts. And amber is the same electropiezo properties as this. This is a record keeper crystal. We're going to talk about the Akashic records. We're going to work with prayers so that you can access your Akashic record, your Akashic records. But actually, we're not going to use prayer, because that's Linda Howe's method. That's a method that we're going to use the drum, because when I was writing my book and we just opened our Akashic records with prayer in the morning, we got great information. Don't misunderstand me. And I think the combination is just a win-win, because we open to receive, and then we journey out and travel the multiverses to gather information. So one is receiving, one is doing. But when I had my records open and I went on a shamanic journey to each individual skull, for me it felt like I got better, stronger, clearer messages from the skulls themselves when I did the shamanic journey. And we'll journey to the Akashic records. So anyway, I love each of you, and what we're going to do now, because we only have 9 minutes left, is we're going to close our circle. And the way we close our circle is we talk to the elements that we just had a conversation with, that we called in at the beginning, and we release them. So, Ether, we thank you for joining and guarding our circle. We release you with great gratitude to the quantum field of possibility, to the earth, our place of healing. We thank you for being here with us and guarding our circle. We release you to the earth, to the element of the earth. You are the earth. And so we release you with great gratitude for what you gave us today. Thank you. The water. You may return to the streams and oceans with our gratitude for shaping us today with more lessons, more information. And to our friend the fire, the sun, we release you through the fire and return to serve others. Thank you for joining our circle. And the guardians of the air, we release you to the wind to go serve elsewhere, and thank you for moving us along our path, allowing us to become lighter and brighter. And we want to go up into that pineal gland of ours, and we want to thank it and hold it and allow the trapdoor of our crown chakra to close, and allow all of that extra energy that surrounds us to recede, so that we can go out into ordinary reality in the third dimensional world and function. Because believe me, if you stay in non-ordinary reality, it's hard to function, really hard to function out there in the quote, real world, although I think the world of shamanic journeys is more real. Anyway, it's hard to function because of the differences in the vibrations and frequencies. One is way up here and one is not quite so high. So there's a disparity that creates dissonance. And the negative thinking, we're not there. So anyway, it's 12:54, and I'm going to drum us out. And thank you until we meet again next week, where we're going to do oils. And I might even take you on a journey to meet the spirit of the plant that has your favorite scent, okay? So here we go. We're going to just drum our way out. And what I'm going to invite you to do as I drum is to go into wherever you want to go and just see where the drum takes you, whether you're going to the upper world and you jump off something, or you find a hole in the earth that you know is there and you go to the lower world, or you shift your conscious awareness into non-ordinary reality and a shamanic state of consciousness, and you go talk to your pet. I don't care. Thank you so much. Um, and what I wanted to share is one more vibratory piece of information. We are in the season of transformation, the season of the sun, and today is 8/15/2013. If you add those numbers up, it becomes 29. 2 and 9 are 11, and 11 is the first master number of transformation. So, may your life be transformative for you, your family, and your friends, and go in peace. Shungo, my heart to your heart. You're all such a blessing. This is Creating Calm Network, Ancient Wisdom for Now, Meryl Snyder-Nisiak, and I thank you for being here. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.